You're watching NFL Daily, and today's show, Russell Wilson trade destinations in 2022. I wouldn't be able to do today's show if it wasn't for our awesome sponsor, Manscaped. So shout out to them. If you need an awesome gift for the holidays, head on over to manscaped.com/chat, where you guys can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products. So this show is going to be around figuring out what the heck the Seahawks are going to do with their star quarterback, Russell Wilson, this offseason. We heard tons of trade rumors coming into this season. And now Seattle's sitting here with a 3-8 record after a embarrassing performance up against the football team, losing 17-15 on Monday Night Football. And one of the top trending rumors right now is what's going to happen with Wilson. So Wilson, his team, remember, they wanted the trade to happen last offseason. And even though Russell was like, I don't really think that's true. Sorry, I don't believe you. I'm going to believe your agent and the team that literally said, yeah, we want him out of there. The Seahawks, here's the other issue, man. They don't have a 2022 first-round pick, so if you wanted to move on from Wilson, hopefully you better get a first-round pick in return to build for the future. And remember that old report that he literally could have been traded. Trading him in 2022, it's going to cost Seattle $13 million of dead cap hit. And Wilson, he's going to end up wanting to go to a contending team. So it's prediction time. That's what we do here at Chat Sports. Will Russell Wilson get traded this offseason? I want you to type yes, or I want you to go ahead and type your N for no. Obviously, I'm doing this show for a reason. So for me, I am absolutely going to go ahead and I'm going to type my Y for yes, because I really truly believe that Russell Wilson wants to win. And even though I thought Seattle was going to be a good team this season, that's a tough division. They don't have a lot of good draft capital. They don't have a lot of money either as it stands right now. They will have money next offseason, but I'm going to say yes. I think Russell Wilson will end up getting traded this offseason. The other reason is this, man. He literally said, I believe in the offseason, like, hey, I consider myself like Derek Jeter. He wants to win all these games. He wants to play for a long time. And they are trending in the wrong direction. So this is Carroll and Russ together. 2020, 0-1 in the playoffs. 2019, sure, you only won one game in the playoffs. 2018, no playoff wins. 2017, didn't make it at all. 2016, 10-5-1, it's great. But Wilson wants Super Bowls. He wants to be remembered, and they've only been able to win two playoff games since 2016. And then you go to 2015, all right, they got another one win. Then they lost in the Super Bowl, which I don't know if you guys remember that one or not. Should have just given it to Marshawn. You won the Super Bowl in 2013. And then in 2012, you made the playoffs. So, like, Russell, his first 3 years in the league, very, very impressive. But since then, it's been a little bit forgettable. So, the other thing that comes into the equation here is this. Like, what exactly is Wilson even worth in a trade? You're talking about a quarterback that's 33 years old. He makes a lot of money. And I would have said this offseason, 4, maybe 5 first-round picks. The way that he's played this season, I don't know if you're going to get that. Plus, on top of that, the team's got to be able to bring on his contract. So this year's cap hit was $32 million. Next season, his cap hit is going to be $37 million. And then in 2023, it's going to be $39 million. Are you going to pay a quarterback that much money, give up that much draft capital for somebody this season who's got 12 touchdowns, 3 interceptions? He's been good. I'm not taking that away from him. But the Seahawks offense really hasn't been clicking even when he's come back from his injury. In terms of not clicking, look at this stat that I found. The Seahawks are currently averaging under 25 minutes of possession, lowest in the NFL. Over the past 45 years, only one team has averaged under 25 minutes of possession for a season. The 1999 Browns. That was their first year back in the NFL. So bottom line is this. They don't have any long extending drives. Why? Because they can't get anything going. And I just showed you some of those numbers there with Russ. I mean, in 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017, this dude was absolutely balling out. He was literally the proof that you don't have to throw the ball, 40 times a game to be efficient. They still like to be able to run the ball. But is this still the Russell Wilson that we're getting? Because what I've seen this year in that offense, the answer to that is no. So I'm going to go back and ask you this question one more time. What is Russell Wilson worth in a trade? All right, would you give up 1 first-round pick, 2 first-round picks, 3 first-round picks, 4, 5? I mean, that's where this conversation needs to go. A lot of money, quarterback that's getting a little bit up there in age, and we always say here in the Chat Sports Studios, is Russell a little bit overrated? Plus, you've heard multiple players say he's kind of a weirdo. So, guys, let me know down in the comments, seriously, What is Russell worth in a trade? I would probably still like to say if I was Seattle, I would want at least one or at least 2, 3 first-round picks, but I don't know if you're going to end up getting that. So what's going to be coming up here now is going to be a Russell Wilson trade destinations where I break down my top 5 teams that are the most likely to go out and get Russ. But before I get into that, hopefully, guys, your jingle balls are looking great this holiday season. If your Christmas tree is looking a little bit more like a bush and you need to trim it up, the best thing to use is the Lawnmower 4.0. And luckily, we got the plug here. So go to manscaped.com/chat where you guys can save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming product out there. Usually, this thing is $89.99, but you can get it for $71.99. If you're wondering, Mitch, why the hell should I use this product? You know, man, I'm glad you asked. The battery life on this thing is amazing. You can also use it in the shower. You see that light at the end? Have you ever tried to shave like down under? And I'm not talking Australia. It's hard to see, dude. And that light is really going to help you get in those hard to reach places. Also, the battery life, it tells you how much battery you have. So you're not sitting there halfway through and you got half of your you-know-what shaved and the other half is just, full-blown bush. If your battery dies on you, that's a you problem. Now, the Lawnmower 4.0 also fits great in your hand. It doesn't vibrate. Sorry, ladies. But you can get it with that link that you see below, manscaped.com/chat. Or make sure, again, you can use promo code as well, chat. 20% off and free shipping. Shout out to Manscaped for hooking us up with the best male grooming products. All right, so we're going to go from 5, and we're going to work our way all the way down to 1 for my Russell Wilson trade destinations. Coming in at number 5, I got the Browns. The Browns, I believe, have a complete team. And in fact, this offseason, I said Cleveland's going to win this division. The issue is this. They just need a quarterback. I'm not a believer in Baker Mayfield. I don't believe in Case Keenum, obviously, in the long term. And one of the issues Russ had with Seattle this offseason, they had a bad offensive line. Cleveland has arguably the best offensive line in the NFL, and with $37.96 million in cap space, that's 15th best projected in 2022. I really truly believe they can get it done. Coming in at number 4 here for my Russell Wilson trade destinations in 2022, the Miami Dolphins. Let's face it, Miami is always going to be linked to QBs. Why? Not that Tua's been bad. In fact, Tua's been playing a lot better over the past month. It's still, they have a lot of draft capital. Seattle desperately needs draft capital. 3 first-round picks the next 2 seasons. Plenty of rumors, obviously, around Tua, Deshaun Watson. If you can't get Watson, would you rather just go get Wilson? And with the second most cap space in 2022, $75.46 million projected, all I'm saying is there's a chance. At number 3, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Big Ben, I don't know if he's likely to retire or if I'm just like, dude, Ben, hang up the cleats, man. It's time to end it. The Steelers, again, just kind of very similar to the Browns. I think they have a pretty complete team. Is their offensive line as good as Cleveland? No, absolutely not. But that defense is legit. I like what they got in the running game with Najee Harris. Got good wide receivers there as well. With their projected 2022 cap of $46.49 million, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a very sneaky team. Plus, great fan base. And if I was Russ, I would love to go play for the Steelers. Coming in at number 2, I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos. And they've basically been searching for a quarterback since they won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, when they first started there, 55 touchdowns was elite. Peyton Manning near the end of that was obviously not very good. They had a great defense, but they were still able to win games. Denver also has 5 picks in the first 3 rounds of 2022. So if Seattle wanted extra draft picks, they wanted to be able to build for the future, Denver would be able to help. Drew Lock's not the future, Teddy Bridgewater's not the future, and quarterbacks are always linked to Denver. Plus, John Elway loves quarterbacks, and they have the 10th most projected cap space in 2022 with $47.79 million. Now, before I give you guys my number 1 team in terms of who's the most likely to go out and get Wilson, here are some honorable mentions. The Las Vegas Raiders, Derek Carr, only 1 year left on his deal, and if they don't make the playoffs, new head coach coming in, maybe you give Russ a call. The New York Giants, Danny Dimes is more like Danny 1 cent. Get him out of New York. The Carolina Panthers, they're still looking for a QB despite Cam Story being pretty awesome. The Philadelphia Eagles, they are always aggressive. Howie Roseman, and I just don't believe Jalen Hurts is there for the long run. And I'm also going to throw in the Saints because they are an aggressive team. Russell Wilson, Sean Payton would be a lot of fun. The only issue with New Orleans, projected $61 million negative 2022 cap space. So drum roll, please. The number 1 team for Russell Wilson is the Washington football team. Taylor Heineke's a good story, and it's one of the fun stories going on right now in the NFL, but let's face it, Washington needs a quarterback, and they wanted one this offseason. It's why they tried to pay Ryan Fitzpatrick $10 million, but I was told from my buddy Jeremy that he hurt himself going down a water slide. But hey, that's just what I've heard. Now, the NFC, y'all. The NFC's wide open race. Yes, the Cowboys are the best team there, but I don't think the Giants got anything going. I don't think the Eagles got anything going. And Washington, they won the division last year, so if you give them a quarterback like Russ, Curtis Samuel, Terry McLaurin, Logan Thomas, they have good pieces there. Running back Antonio Gibson, plus $61.7 million in projected 2022 cap space. I really, truly believe that if Russell Wilson is traded this offseason, the team that makes the most sense is the Washington football team. But hey, maybe they just got to get a name first. So that was my list, y'all. So take a guess. Where will Russell Wilson play in 2022? If you're like, Mitch, you're crazy. I don't know what you're drinking. I don't know what you're doing. He's going to stay with the Seahawks. Guess what you can do? Cool part about Chat Sports, we're an interactive YouTube channel. So you can go ahead and let me know if you think he's going to stay there, type Seattle. But if you think he's going to go to another team like one of my top 5 or an honorable mention or a team that I didn't even mention, the best part about Chat Sports is that we are interactive. So please go ahead, let me know. Where will Russell Wilson play in 2022? Now, before this show ends, I am going to go through this one more time. My top 5 Wilson destinations. And if you guys made it this far in the video, we're doing something right around here. So please go ahead, subscribe, turn on those notifications, because I can guarantee you this. If Wilson is traded this offseason, we're going to be going live, and I don't want you to miss it.